cranking through. I'm in third gear. Just single wheel drive, just doesn't have a problem at all. Road. Well, I figured this is about as good time as any to do a review on my new toy, my new side-by-side. It's a Duruxx DRX3. It's a 2018 model, which for y'all who don't know, it's the exact same thing as a Reaper. The only difference I can see is the way they do their instrumentation. I think the first thing I'll do is talk about what I like about it. I'm going to try to make this an extremely honest and frank discussion. But what really I liked about it more than anything was it was different. You know, I'm the type of person, I like something different. And the other thing I liked about it is you didn't have to go buy a bunch of things when you got it. You know, it came with a winch and the full top and all that kind of stuff. Now there are some things that, you know, I've done to it. It lacked a few things. I'll discuss those in a minute. But it has an 1100cc Cherry engine. That's with one R, C-H-E-R-Y. It's a 4-cylinder inline. It's out of China. And it really runs smooth. It's fuel injected, all that kind of stuff. It has a 5-speed on the floor, manual transmission, dual exhaust. The seating is adequate. I wish it was a little more cab space in it for, you know, us taller people. I think when they make these in China, they're, you know, I think the average Chinese person is like 5'7" or 5'8", or the average American's probably 6 foot or better. Anyway, it comes with a nice set of mud tires, and they are awesome. I just came through a bunch of mud. I have yet to have it in 4-wheel drive, and I've been through some bad mud, and I spun a wheel or two, but that's about it. Now, the one thing that I guess I'll get into what I don't like about it now is the lack of storage. It just had zero storage. I mean, you can't put anything in it hardly. The inside, you know, you can't put nothing under the seats. You can't put nothing behind the seats. Has what they call a glove box. It just looks, you can't even hardly put a cell phone in it. Has this little bitty center console thing. It's about yay deep, just enough for a few papers. And that's it. You come back here. Well, I got a cooler in the way now, but you can see the engine's under there. I'm not going to show it because, you know, you can see them in lots of places. But on each side of it and behind it is that's a limit of your storage. So, first modification I did is I went over to Harbor Freight and I bought me one of these aluminum cargo carriers. It was 4 foot wide. I cut it down, made it 3 foot wide. 4 foot would have probably been okay, but I was thinking, you know, coming out to here, you know, it might catch something when I turned. And then I made this apparatus down here so, you know, I could carry it in an upright position and still have a hitch. And when I got ready to use it, I could take it off and put it in either one of those receivers right there. And it works real well. You've probably seen an earlier video with a big buck laying across it. So, you know, that's the first mod I made. The other thing that I've done so far, and it's not working right yet because I've got to get another part for it. I put a heater in it. I just thought it was absolutely ludicrous that these things didn't come with heaters. I mean, you really, really need it on a cold morning because that windshield fogs up like a big dog and you can't see anything. I mean, it's horrible. Trust me. So, you know, the next thing you come around here, and I guess I'm in the real complaint mood now, those headlights, I've yet to find out how to adjust them, and they're horrible also. I mean, they like, you know, one's up in the trees and one's to the left, and you just can't see. So I've put a couple of LED lights on it here, and those are a great help. I think one of the things that you could do, and I'm going to try to find one, been in the woods, as you know, and I don't know why they didn't do it, but you've got these door panels. It would be easy to put some pockets in it for storage. And, you know, they're injection molded. They could have done that very easy. The other complaint I had is, and they all do this now, you know, it's not just these guys, but they put these little bitty ass cup holders here and nothing fits in them. So, you know, I put this one on here so it fits with the koozie. Now let's look at this great big old glove box here. I mean, this is not even a good excuse for a glove box. I mean, that's about all that'll fit in it. And there's plenty of space behind it. And they could have easily got a, well, if I can get it back together here. Well, there you go. They could easily got another inch this way. And they could have come up higher. And they could have got a little bit over here. And they could have got about an inch or two behind it, so they could have made it halfway decent. The other thing they could have done, they could have took this center console, and it could be made about this high right here. I keep putting my finger on that zoom. Sorry. They could have took this center console, like I was saying, and they could have made it deeper. They also could have made it where it folded up out of the way. You know, I just don't think none of these manufacturers really talk to the people who use them. I mean, I see that all the time. I just had a Honda 700, brand new, didn't like it, got rid of it. It drove like a box, noisy, and it's supposed to be an automatic transmission. You could hear it clunk between gears, and I just didn't like it. So I saw this thing, and I fell in love with it. I'm not complaining about it too much, but I'm yet to see one that I really like. Another deer hunter coming by. I mean, there's always going to be some things. When I first got it, and you know, I drove it, it was all over the road, and I started looking at it, and the toe end on the steering was, from front of the tires were almost pointing toward each other, so I had to realign those. It has rack and pinion steering. That could have been grossly improved on because the turning ratio would have been easily made better. Plus, they really could use power steering. So if I made one of these, I would work on the storage. I'd have power steering. I'd have an automatic transmission. I would add about 6 or 8 inches on the length of the cab. And that'd be about it. I told you it's going to be an honest review. And I still like it. It drives good and so forth. I'm having a hard time getting used to them little bitty Chinese pedals down there. When you put a size 12 hunting boot on, it makes it where it ain't no fun. But you can drive it. It's just sort of like you got to just pay attention to what you're doing. Other than that, oh, here's another thing I did. See, this is Velcro strips, and you can probably see the one on the other side. I don't even know if you can see this. Let me get in here a little bit. All right, you see here? I fixed it so these windows rolled up out of the way. I didn't do that before. So there you go. Well, that's about it, my friends. I'm going to do a video after this one. It's already mostly in the can, but I thought I'd do this one first about how to install that heater. It wasn't any fun, but I got her in there, and it still doesn't work quite right. It's just not getting the heat. I just used teas, and I've got a part ordered called a max stat, which is supposed to push all the hot water through the heater core before it opens up and goes into the radiator. Right now there's just not enough pressure behind it, and it just goes through the radiator. It doesn't push it up through the heater core. So I'm going to solve that problem, and I'm going to put some splash guards down there, and I'm going to build some Nerf bars. You can see it really could use some splash guards down at the bottom. You can buy those for all kinds of pickups or make them. They wouldn't be in a way. They'd be easy to do, and you can see, mud gets everywhere, and if it had those splash guards, that wouldn't happen so much. Other than that, I really don't have much to complain with. Well, one other thing, these front shocks are adjustable, and when I went to get it, they had them hiked way up, and thing rode like a log wagon. So I had them jack them back down, and then they jacked them down too far, so I fixed it myself. Got a spanner wrench, and I got them about where I want them. I got the front end where I got it, but everything I buy and everything I do, I modify some way or another. That's me. I like something unique to anybody else. I ain't seen anybody else driving one of these. All right, I'm back from deer camp, and here in the shop there's the Duruxx. So I thought I'd wrap this review video by talking about performance and what I liked and what I didn't like about it. First off, it is a mud hog. I went through some deep mud, and I've yet to even put it in four-wheel drive. Might have spun a wheel once or twice. So I'm very pleased about that. My heater I installed, which that's my next video, it did not work. The fan worked and everything, but it didn't flow any hot water through the core. And I think it's because the back pressure in the radiator and stuff just didn't have enough pressure. So what I've done, and I already had it ordered, but I bought this thing here. Now what this is, it's got a thermostat in it that opens at 180 degrees. This goes on the supply line from the engine to the radiator, and so it's going to force the hot water up to the heater core until the thermostat opens. Now my question, and I guess I'll find out, I'll let you know, is that when that thermostat opens, is the hot water going to quit flowing through my heater core or not? I don't know. We'll just have to find out. So I'll get that on the next day or so, and I'll put an addendum on that to my next video, which is installing the heater. So that's there, and let's see, what else? Well, my switch on my new LED lights, it bellied up. I don't know what's wrong with it. It just quit working. I pulled a fuse, and fuse is good, so that wasn't it. And my other major complaint, and I'm going to do something about it too. Open the door. You can see them in there. Those pedals are too close together for big old hunting boots. So the clutch pedal, I am going to modify it, and I am going to bring it over this direction about maybe 2 inches. Now I don't know how I'll do that for sure. I may just bend it like an S-turn and bring it down, or I may just weld an extension or bolt an extension on that pedal to just make that pedal a whole bunch wider. But when you got 2 big old size 12 hunting boots on, that gets awful difficult to do. I guess that's my biggest complaint about this whole thing, other than I thought it was absolutely ludicrous they didn't come with a heater. A heater is required. If you close it up in the winter, it will fog up inside like a big dog, and you can't see nothing. So, other than that, I don't have much to do on it. I still need to adjust those headlights. I'm gonna get on a forum so I can't figure out how, because I can't tell by looking. I think you got to take that waterproof cover off. But anyway, there it is, my friends. You can see I hadn't even cleaned it up yet. A little too cold for me to be out there washing it. It's like, 35, 40 degrees, and I ain't gonna be out there washing stuff in that weather, so it can just enjoy the mud. I am going to put some mud flaps on right in this area. You can see how it comes up here and actually goes in the cabin just going through regular mud, so that's not good. Those fender extensions, that they should have been about 6 inches longer, and they will be. So there you are. Hope you enjoyed this review. I've tried to be as brutally honest as I could be. No sugarcoating it on this end. What it is what it is. Like I said earlier, there's no side-by-side out there that everybody likes everything about it. This is my third one. I had the Yamaha. It was a 900. I disliked it. It had a big 900 single cylinder, no power steering, and it really vibrated bad at low speeds. And then I had the Honda 700, and it had the automatic transmission, but it just clunked between gears and rode like a box, looked like a box, so I didn't like it. So here we are with this one. So I'm going to make it to where I like everything about it. So there you are. Give me a subscription if you will. Go to my wood turning channel. I'll put a link in there, and I have 151 videos on it, so you might find some entertainment in that if you like making wooden bowls and stuff like that. Call your mama, and I guess I'll catch you on the rebound.